So today I want to share with you guys my two encounters with presenting human beings that were not human beings, if you ask me. The first one was at Macy's. There was a Macy's that I went to, me and my fiance went to over here on the East Coast. And I typically go to Macy's, just go to the fragrance department. And this lady came up to us asking us, oh, if we would be interested in a fragrance. I can't remember what house she worked for. I don't know if it was Dior or Givenchy, but she was persisting on wanting to pet my dog. Belle was with me, and she was very aggressive. She would come charging at me, but I was like moving to different counters. I was like not really paying her any mind because I was so like focused on like a scent that I wanted to smell. But she kept following us throughout the store, and it just felt like her intention was to like, if I felt like she wanted to eat the dog. Like, it was so weird. She wanted to get a hold of Belle, and I've never seen anybody do that. Usually they want to come and they want to pet her or something like that, but she kept persisting. But anyways, I eventually like stopped, and I was just started focusing on her, looking at her, and her eyes changed. Her eyes became like a cat looking eye, like a lizard looking eye. I don't know what the hell, but my heart started pounding. My heart started pounding, and she tried to go and pet Belle, and I moved back. Me and my fiance moved back, and we said, we got to get the hell out of here. We left that Macy's so fast. I never left a Macy's so fast in my life, and I didn't buy nothing. I kid you not, a week later, I go back to that Macy's, and I give a description of who the lady was, and they said, nobody by that description works here. I said, what? I went a few weeks after just to see, like, my tripping or whatever. I never saw her ever again. My second encounter, I'm a barber. I work at a shop that's a barber shop. Is typically for like older men or whatever. What the age varies or whatever. But anyways, this guy came in. He had beautiful white silver hair, whatever, very full, whatever. He sat down in my chair and he said he wanted, I asked him, so what style would you like today or whatever? He said he wanted a buzz cut. I was like, why don't you just do a style? Your hair is so nice. Why don't you do a style? He's like, oh no, I don't really want to do that. I just really want a buzz cut. But I was able to persuade him to get like, like a fade, with a textured scissor cut on top. So we went ahead, and while I was talking to him and everything like that, I happened to just look up in the mirror because over by our stations we have like the vanity mirror thing and everything like that. And I swear to you, his eyes were looking like the same eyes I mentioned in the previous situation. And I took a double look, like I couldn't believe, like, oh my God, am I encountering another one of these beings? And he was blinking so hard. He was blinking so hard. One of his eyes changed back to normal. And I just happened to ask him, I said, hey, what do you do for a living? He said, I work for the government. And right then and there, in my mind, I was saying to myself, oh, I bet you do work for the government. I bet you do work for the government. I don't know if he said he works for the FBI or something like that. But after that haircut, I had to like literally take a break. And I didn't tell none of my coworkers. I finally told my coworkers about that situation, which I would say happened like 9 months ago. I finally told them like a month ago about that situation, and they couldn't believe what I was talking about. They think like I'm a crazy person or whatever. But I literally told them the whole situation, and they told me that they never seen anybody that fit that description come in to the barbershop. So am I tripping? Am I able to see things that other people can't see, or certain beings deciding to be around me or whatever? All I can say is I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm not interested. I'm not, I already had to deal with having outer body experiences at a very young age, and that was already enough for me. That traumatized